One of the most popular events of the Abbey medieval tournament was the jousting competition. One-on-one combat is one thing, but it was great to get an insight into the training regime of a champion with a skill at arms demonstration.
This is the skill at arms. The three components are the shields, the spinning quintain and the Moor's head.
Jousters came from all around the world to compete at the Abbey tournament, knights from as far away as Belgium. The skill on the field was extraordinary, with every little boy wanting to be a brave warrior fighting for king and country. Dylan also had big aspirations.
To tell you the truth, all right, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, ever since I was a kid, I've always had this dream of being able to travel back in time, back to the medieval ages, and actually joining or becoming a member of King Richard's Knights of the Round Table, or just become a knight at all, really. It does have its sex appeal. Now, in the next 5 minutes or so, I'm actually going to be joining a couple of real-life knights, and they're going to put me through my paces and see if I've got what it takes to become the pride of England, to become a knight. Voila!
Now, like I said before, I was out to find myself a knight, and I think I've done pretty well. I'm sitting here with Matt at the moment. Matt's probably the most deadliest man going around carrying a sword and having really, really long hair. How long have you been growing your hair for, Matt?
About 8 to 10 years now. 8
to 10 years. Now, Matt's also part of the IJA. What is the IJA?
The International Jousting Association.
And how long have you been part of that for?
About 2 to 3 years.
Okay, and they've actually got you know, obviously quite a lot to do with the weekend here.
We certainly do, yeah. We're having jousting both days, Saturday and Sunday. So
yeah, right.
The boys will be getting into it well and truly.
Cool. Now, Matt also, he's got his very own swordsmanship school. Is that correct?
Yep, it is.
How long have you been teaching swordsmanship?
All up. The school itself's quite new, but I've been teaching swordsmanship and doing swordsmanship for about 10 years now. So.
10 years, really? Wow.
Yep.
And it goes from, what, young kids all the way through to adults?
Yep, I've got 3 different levels. We've got little kids from 6 to 12, the bigger kids called the juniors from, say, 12 to 17, and then adults 18 plus. So,
oh, wow, fantastic. So covered it all, eh?
Certainly have.
Cool, no worries. All right, well, you're going to show us how to fight, apparently, how to use a sword and all that, because I've always wanted to become a knight.
Rock on.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah. So, Matt, this is your jousting helmet.
One of. This is called the bassinet. You'd wear this when you're fighting on foot. When you're doing your jousting, you'd put your great helm on.
Oh, okay. So a knight or someone who was out in the battlefield would actually wear this in hand-to-hand combat?
Certainly would, yeah.
Okay, right. So from me to you, this is what they would wear?
In you go.
Okay, all right, let me don it. Put it on. Oh, yeah. Is that, I'm putting it on right?
Yeah, mate, you're in.
Yeah. This is the Calvin Klein model. All right. It feels like it's like shark net. Or...
Yeah, well, this is where the shark people got the idea from. It's actually male.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So obviously they'll wear this. Now, what sort of protection does something like this give me?
Well, let's have a look. We'll grab one of these. Now, if I was to come in and slice in, okay, your aventail would protect you quite well. I can do this all day until I get tired, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if on the other hand, if I decide to thrust in with a sharp sword, okay, what would happen is the links would bust open, and this would slide straight in. You'd wear this home as some kind of weird necklace. So.
Weird necklace,
yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Right, yeah, no worries. I don't know if I want to become a knight now, but... Okay, and the last is your...
The great helm.
The great helm.
The great helm. So, we'd put this one on.
Okay.
So when you go jousting...
Now, when would you wear this?
When you're jousting?
When you're jousting.
Yep,
okay.
Yep, you put this on.
Right.
Okay. Now, it's designed to sit over the top. This one's new, but it would generally be padded out.
Yeah.
These flares here actually stop a lance from coming in and going into your eye socket. So it hits there and slides off rather than piercing you.
It's very heavy.
It is very heavy. You're wearing about 5.5 kilos all up. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But this is what they wear when they're jousting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what I get you to do is if you want to cut at me, so cut down. Yep. Beautiful. Up again. Do it again.
Oh, that way?
Yep. Nice. And again. Excellent. All right, so now what I'll show you also is how to block, okay? So what you want to do is put your sword up and step to the side.
So sword up.
So up and over, okay, like this.
Oh, like that, okay, yep.
Yep, excellent. Now if you raise your hands up like that and down, roll the sword over, okay? So that, hold it nice and firm. So when I cut down, okay, it protects you. That's the idea. Now, when I do it again, what you want to do is step this foot to here, okay, and unwind this into a cut as I cut in, okay? So, wind it back up again,
Okay. So.
Up, over, protect your head. Excellent. Raise your hands a bit. Hands up. That's it. So when I cut in, bang, you step, cut.
Yep.
Lovely. Excellent.
I've got one more, Matt. All right, try this one. This one's probably the better way of doing things, I think, already. Put your sword up like you're about to fight. Ready? And I go, "Aah!"
Wearing the knight's armour and having to wield a knight's sword of the calibre that they used to use in battles hundreds of years ago, it really gives you an appreciation of a knight's life. First of all, you had to be physically fit. You had to have the strength not only to wear the armour, but to be able to effectively fight in it. And last but not least was courage. Courage to know that your life was on the line every time that you stepped out there onto the battlefield. It was literally kill or be killed for both sides.
The tournament wasn't only about armed combat. With reenactments and workshops, the festivities catered for all tastes. So how could Danita and I resist hitting the markets in search of some medieval marvels?
There were nearly 100 stall holders with everything that a lady-in-waiting or a dashing young knight would need to satisfy their every medieval whim. There was bewitching jewellery, hand-woven fabric, candles of all shapes and sizes, weapons and armour as far as the eye could see. With so much on display, it was easy to lose track of time and get lost in the days of old.
Now here we are to my favourite part of the day, where I get to stop and have a drink. Now, what's in store for me?
Well, we've got a full range of whites and reds and ports and muscat and liqueurs here today, as well as a fabulous mead.
A mead? What's a mead?
A mead is a traditional wine made, it's been made for centuries. It's basically a honey-based syrup. Yes, and then we fortify that into make it like a port or liqueur. Yeah, it's very sweet, very dessert wine-ish, very finger-licking good.
Now, is it going to put me in a good mood?
It will. It'll make you very happy, I guarantee it.
Well, why don't we try some mead?
What an unbelievable day we've had here today at the Abbey Medieval Tournament. There has been so much happening, from sword fighting, jousting, there's been medieval dance and mask making, and the TTB crew has had an absolute ball. It's been such a nice adventure going back in history when ladies were ladies in waiting and they were rescued by their white knights. We've had an absolute time and this party is going to head on into the night. But for now, I've got to sign off. I'm Amy and thanks for watching This Town Brisbane. Make sure you join us next time.